Hi, I'm Anita and welcome to my office, or my office this way, all around. Today I wanted to tell you a little bit about the GDPR and I was going to show you what I need to do with one of my websites to get it ready. So to begin with, let's talk a bit about what it is. Whoops, but first, I just have to make a disclaimer that I am no expert in this. I have just gathered some of this information together from various different sources, especially a friend of mine I work with, Shelley Turner, and this is my interpretation. So the GDPR, it's a new law that's regulating businesses, well actually citizens, from businesses using their data. It's actually for EU citizens, but even businesses outside of the EU, if they hold any data whatsoever in any way about European citizens, then they have to comply. It came into effect in May. It hasn't been quite so urgent here in the US because we aren't in Europe, but definitely need to start getting it in place because it really is something that's probably going to be across the board eventually. So lots of small businesses like us are a bit confused, but it doesn't have to be that way. It's just some basic things that we need to be aware of. So the countries affected by it are in this list, just all of Europe really. Austria, Belgium, Bulgaria, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, and the UK. However, don't be fooled if those people are traveling or somewhere else in the world and they get to your information, then you are still affected by this law. So we have to be thinking about it. So the law actually is protecting our rights as individuals, the right to be informed. So the right to know what's happening with our data, basically. Then the right to access that data, should it be required, and the right to put something right if it's recorded wrongly, which we know happens now and again. The right to get it erased. The right to stop it being used for certain things. Maybe it might be used for one thing but not another. Then also the right to port it, to move it elsewhere, and to object to it being used. Plus, let me read this one, the right not to be subject to automated decision making, including profiling. The sorts of things you can ask for it to not be included for profiling type activities. And we're going to go over to the website in a minute, but before we do, these are basically the things we need to be looking for when we're thinking about what we need to do for our website, our business. Okay, so one is identify the data, what you hold and where it is. It may be that you need to change the processes in some way. In fact, I have to add something in with mine because I think it'll make it a lot easier. Then the next thing is the legal documentation. That's where we actually need to account for several of the different criteria. So we need to update those notices, but make them as simple as possible so that people can understand them. Then we have to look at our collection procedure, the actual way we do it, and that we're notifying people of what's happening so that they're aware. Cookie notifications so that they know if we are getting any other sort of information from them. I mean, not that they're actually giving it over, but the stuff that we look for with things like Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel, or with Builderall, cookie information for an affiliate, for somebody signing up with you. So then the very last thing we'll look at, we'll just go over, is that the way that people can remove themselves from your Builderall membership area, and also cancelling the Builderall account. Now, this is my website opened up inside Builderall. It is pixel perfect, but everything that you do here is the same for pixel perfect or so the first thing we're going to look at is actually down in the is what documents we have. So if you don't have any of these, or if we need to add in, say, the disclaimer, I think I may have one in the background here, but it isn't linked to here, then you will need to add them. So to add some of these, we need to add a new page. It'll be, this will actually be in the digital area. Okay, you can see I do actually have a disclaimer, terms of use and privacy policy. Should you not have them yet, then all you need to do is add a page, select legal, and here Builderall has some examples for you. Now, of course, you need to customize them to your business because everybody's business is different and uses data in different ways. So you would actually you could actually select one of those. Say we do the disclaimer, give it a name here. I'd have to do a different name to the one I have already. Click confirm, and that will bring that page in with your header and footer. Eventually, there we go. Okay, so there we go between my header and footer. I will actually just quickly delete that one so I haven't got it there. And so that's what you would do. What you then would do is go over each page, as I said before, and customize them. If you've already got pages there, then just go in and check that those things we talked about are discussed in a simple way in your policies so that people understand. Right. So the next thing we need to look at is our picking up the data. So on this one, I pick up the data in a form actually. So I'm actually going to have to change this. Have been thinking about it previously. I'm actually using a form within a pop-up. So we're looking for people who can qualify for a 10K grant, and they complete this form, which takes their email. Which, because I'm not gathering huge amounts of people for this at the moment, but it may get more, then I wasn't quite sure the best way to bring it together. But especially now that we need to get them to select some fields, it's going to be okay to have an initial selection up here and then them complete the form, I think, anyway. So what I will do is delete my picture. I'm going to add in just a contact form. Just want a really simple one. It's probably behind. There we go. That's a little bit bigger. Over here in Mailing Boss, we look at the list. This is actually the list that I'm wanting to connect to, which is the non-profit grant apps. And this is the URL you need. But first of all, we just need to check the actual tags on the pages. So we have here 2 fields. So we want to know what the fields are. We've got email and name, and the tags are email and fname. And actually, normally I prefer to have the name at the top, so we're going to make that one 1 and that one 2. So that will actually change them around. So just save changes so that it comes name and then email on the actual form. So back to the actual lists. And to get this subscription URL, we actually just click on here, copy link. That'll automatically put it in your memory. And then we're going to put that back on to this form in here now. What we need to do is just configure it. So the first thing is to select configure. We need to go to the right hand side and click edit. That URL, oops, I hope I still got it there, yes, is the one we just picked up from Mailing Boss. And then here we need to select post. Now that means that the information that's picked up in this contact form is passed through to that list in Mailing Boss. So we just can click confirm here and then just close that. So we have this nice little form here, but we need some extra fields in for the GDPR. So what we need to do is go back to elements, and we've got first name and last name. We've just got the 2 in there, so we just need to double check the tag, which is fname, exactly the same as in the other spot. That's required. And then in this one, double check it's email all in one. Yes, that's fine. Now we want to add in some new fields by clicking on the blue bar. Probably don't want 2 columns, so I'll just clear out one. Just got the 1 column. Want to hit the plus, and we're going to pick up the GDPR checkbox. It's all pre-configured for us, so this is really great. Actually, it's even improved since last time I saw it. So we've got a default of required there. It is required that people select these boxes and they're not pre-selected. We will call this GDPR checkbox, and we don't need the label visible. Okay, so I agree to the terms to respond. And what we can do here is actually put links into these documents so that they can, there are no actual excuses for them not to have actually seen them or read them. And in here I have my, this was terms of use. Okay, with this one, I'm going to put it on my privacy policy page. Okay, and this one I'm going to connect to my disclaimer, which isn't actually available in general, but it is a list. I have got a page set up for it. Okay, so there we are. We've got 3 fields. If we can just select confirm, you can see what it will look like. We'll confirm that. So what I need to do now is just change these words so that I need to put something up here, put some text here, asking them to complete this first, and also to change the button. There we go, button. So they're going to tick the boxes. What's the best words we can put on here? I agree to, let's say thanks. Okay, let's get started. Or something like, I might have to think about that a bit longer, but I don't want to waste your time while I'm doing it. So, and I'm going to have to change colors and everything. So we need the appearance on the button needs to be style of button needs the color of my website. And that actually doesn't look quite right. I'll double check it later. That's too red, it's more orange, as you can see. So basically that's it. So if we just go to publish, and click qualify grant. Okay, so I'm going to put some text up there, and then it says first name, email, and then they have to select all of these. We can just try it with just one. No, please don't fill out the field. They have to select all of those to actually get started. I put something like now fill out the form below, but basically you can see how easy it is to add this section to so that people have agreed to all the policies. Now you can, I think that there is a way you can just add one tick box that says I've agreed to all of these things, but it's probably better to have them all separate so that they know that they've, you know, they know, or you know, they know. Okay, so let's look at the next thing. The next thing we need to do on here is to add a notice at the bottom of the website so that people are aware, or they can accept or deny that we can collect cookies information about them as they're using the website. Builder have made that super easy too, because all we need to do here is actually go into the gears and click on the GDPR configuration and select to activate the GDPR on this website. Now this covers the whole website, so this message will come up at the bottom until people have accepted it on every page, and so then we can customize the message to be however we like it. So I'm just going to leave it exactly as it is right now. It's not always the prettiest, I know, but basically it's getting them to accept. You have different buttons, and we can add different information on the buttons if you want to, and change the background color. We will leave it at that for right now, and then you will see. And click save. Now don't forget that's one thing you tend to forget. And then I might have to click save first. Let's click save. I'm not sure actually if it's if we'll see it straight away or if I have to go to the actual website. I'm not sure if we'll see it in here. My internet is a little bit slow. Okay. And that might not have saved yet either. Oh, nope, it's there. So you can see what it looks like. See, I've got to change colours or something. It's a little bit of a clash there. But then we've got some bits here, so I'm sure we can take those off in that configuration of that. So that's in your back here. Actually, in this section here, they call that settings and SEO. That's where you find it in there. Now, if you did just want to do it on one page, so there was just one page where you had Google Analytics with a conversion or something like that, but you weren't generally using it otherwise, then you could actually not have it in general like this. So leave that setting off, and then you can just, on the page that you have it on, say for me it's just on this MPO page, then you can just add in field, which is under apps, and it will be the GDPR. And basically the same sort of thing, you just customize that best way to fit on that particular page so that they can accept or deny. And if they deny, you won't. They can still use the page. You just won't be collecting any information on them. But once they accept, then you can use that data. Okay, so that we'll just delete that one for now and save the page as a whole. While I'm here though, I too also wanted to mention about the last two things on here, which is a member self-removal and cancelling your BA account. So within your membership areas, if your people log in and go to their profiles, then they will see that they can delete their account. And the same with your Builderall account. If you go to your icon, top right corner, and go into your account, there is a button where you can actually delete the whole thing. So that has been newly added so that we can comply with GDPR. Just a quick mention again that this was just something that I put together so that anybody with a basic website would quite easily be able to go in and update it with this information, but I am not a lawyer. They like to put disclaimers on all this GDPR stuff. So, and this is just a list of those things that it's all about again: the right to be informed, the right of access, the right to rectification, the right to get out, be deleted, the right to restrict processing, the right to portability, the right to object, and then the right to be right in relation to automated decision making and profiling. So there we have it, the GDPR, and it's not too difficult to get it into your website so that you are compliant. Any problems, then let me know.